Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to And Unity for All. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and uh, got your fill of food and whatever you wanted for Christmas, and whatever that might have been. All right, so today we're going to talk about jobs. We keep on hearing all this stuff, how the jobs are going to come back. No, the jobs are not going to come back. They're never coming back. They have not been exported. For the most part, they have not been exported. No immigrants have been taking the jobs. They're gone. They're gone. So there are several reasons for this. There's, first of all, centralization, which some people call consolidation. There are different terms for it. But this is such as what happened with telephone operators. Up until the 1980s, every town had telephone operators. If you walked into your local telephone company, there were operators in the back room actually connecting calls, and then, technology, especially the bells and all of that, they started centralizing this stuff. And they moved it so that one city has all the telephone operators, and they might be in a different state from you now. So that eliminated many thousands of jobs. In some cases today, you pick up the phone to talk to an operator, they're in another country. As a nurse, I have seen it where it used to be if you did a radiology study, an X-ray, CT scan, etc., there had to be a doctor of radiology that would read that report. Well, there still has to be a doctor of radiology, but they don't have to be at that radiology center or hospital. I've worked at a number of hospitals where at least, and facilities where at least part of the time there is a radiology tech that does the radiology study, and then they send the results via internet to a company, and the biggest company is in Australia. So they've got doctors that do nothing, doctors of radiology that do nothing but read the results of radiology tests from multiple countries day and night. So all of those doctor of radiology jobs, those were high-paying jobs. They're not coming back. You're talking tens of thousands of high-paying jobs. They're not coming back. The other problem that is causing this, biggest problem, is automation. This is the biggie. Every time you walk into a store that has self-check lane, one self-check register has eliminated 4 to 6 jobs. that's one for weekday, daytime, one for weeknight, and one for weekend day, one for weekend night or evening. And then if it's a 24-hour store, then you add one for the night shift, weekday, and one for the night shift weekend. 4 to 6 jobs for each register. So if you see 8 registers, then you've got what? 32 to 38 jobs gone? Something like that. You know, and multiply that by tens of thousands of stores across the country that have the self-check lanes. So you're talking hundreds of thousands of jobs that have been eliminated by self-check lanes. On top of that, you've got fast food that is moving to order kiosks. So for every order kiosk, you're eliminating at least 4 to 6 jobs. Again, so if you've got, 4, well, let's say 2. So for one fast food place, you're talking about eliminating 8 to 12 jobs with the order kiosks. But it's getting worse and worse. Robots in auto manufacturing plants, printing companies. When was the last time you walked into a print shop? Typesetters, they don't exist anymore. Proofreaders. Boy, we could use those nowadays. Then you got upcoming, the big one that's coming is self-driving vehicles. When self-driving vehicles become a thing, then within a couple of years, you're going to eliminate millions. I mean millions of living wage jobs. Taxi drivers, truck drivers, couriers, bus drivers. It will be sold to you as making you safer, as being more convenient, and a lot of people are just going to fall for it, except for the drivers whose jobs are gone. Look at the companies that are working on this right now. You've got who? Google, you got Uber, you got one company after another that are all racing to bring this to market. They're trying to do this as fast as possible. And there's a lot of money being put into this, so it's going to come to market very quickly. And once it hits the market, then you're not going to put the brakes on it. Those jobs, once they're gone, are not coming back. So what do we do about this? The only option that we've got at this point is a UBI, Universal Basic Income, which means everyone in society gets a basic income from the government. Yes, it's a socialist idea, but it is the only way that capitalism is going to survive. Because if you have most of the population, half the population out of work because there are no jobs, because everything's been centralized and automated and exported, if there are no jobs, then there is no income. If there is no income, then nobody can spend money. If nobody has any money to spend, the economy will collapse. So a universal basic income is the only way for capitalism to survive. There is no other option. You're not going to stop automation. You are not going to stop technology. It's not going to happen. We are headed for massive changes in our society. We cannot deny it. Closing your eyes to these facts will not change them from being facts. It is going to happen. Some people think they will not be affected. We will all be affected, directly or indirectly, in some way. The economy will absolutely be affected. If we do not do this, can you imagine half the population out of work, desperate and starving? You think that's not going to affect you? You're dead wrong. You think that you're going to hole up in your house with your guns? Do you think the people out there that have no food are not going to have access to guns too? And there's a lot more of them than there are of you. When there's one of you and 20 of them with guns coming for your food because they're starving, who's going to win? It ain't going to be you. So don't think that you're not going to be affected. And even if you got your guns, you run out of food yourself, and then how are you going to get to and from the store? You got to think about these things. You have to think about these things. So, the only way that universal basic income is going to catch hold is for us as a people from the grassroots level to be pushing this idea on our elected officials. We have to do it. We have to start now. We cannot wait on this. The idea has to gain momentum. We cannot wait until it reaches emergency critical level. It will be too late. So start pushing this idea. Share it with your friends. Share this video with your friends. Talk about it. If you have other options that are realistic, that's going to create millions of jobs to replace the millions of jobs that have ceased to exist and the millions more that will cease to exist, by all means, post it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. because there's nothing coming down the pike that's going to save it. So, like I said, share this video with your friends. Please hit like and subscribe if you can, and please become a patron on Patreon. Have the link below, and I'll see you tomorrow.